What's up, fams? Welcome back to the channel, and shout out to the notification squad. Look, I had to wake you guys up, man. It's getting crazy out here. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe. This is what we do, and we do it daily. So hit that sub button, fams. All right, we got to talk about this, fams. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. I would not be surprised if Joe Budden is walking to Complex one morning and Amigos and Lil Yachty come out of nowhere and just bust him over the head with a brick. Like, I kid you guys not, this situation is getting pretty crazy. Now, I woke up today, right? And I see the headline. Joe Budden calls DJ Akademiks the biggest pussy that he's ever seen. And I'm like, I'm kind of tired of this whole storyline because, like, usually with news, if you don't cover it within the first day or maybe the second day, it gets a little stale, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know how many days it's been, but starting to get stale. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna cover the story. Then Joe Budden says even more stuff. He comes out of nowhere and says he would beat up 2 out of 3 Migos at the same time. And, you know, I'm thinking to myself, okay, look, in a one-on-one, I honestly think Joe would watch them. But hey, that's just my thoughts, okay? I'm sitting there thinking to myself, man, Joe better chill, man. Them women at Complex are not gonna stop them gangsters from rolling through. So fast forward this whole situation, and it's starting to look real slimy. Now, you guys know the video that we saw on YouTube and maybe even on social media, right? The video shows AK, which is DJ Akademiks. I like to call him AK, just for short. I don't like saying people's full names all the time, okay? AK was asking the question about the joke everyone has when him being left off Bad and Boujee. And you guys know, he responds, does it look like I'm left off Bad and Boujee? Meaning that he's making money regardless of him being on a song or not. He's making money because that's how his group is. Some people come away with the narrative that AK kind of pissed him off, but when Joe Budden got up and slammed the mic, that's when they really got upset. People think that. So when Joe Budden was on his podcast today, in a way, a lot of people felt that he was pushing this whole thing on DJ Akademiks. Like, he called DJ Akademiks a pussy, even though DJ Akademiks jumped in the situation and was trying to stop it. There's a lot of stuff that's missing from this video because Joe Budden wanted it removed. And since that happened, it painted a different picture in the narrative. I'm going to let DJ Akademiks explain it, and I'll talk to you guys in 1 second, okay?
This particular thing with Complex, and Complex has been nothing but understanding. They understand, and a lot of them agree. They're not with the editing shit either. You know what I mean? That's some fucked up shit. That's some other shit happened. You get me? So I don't want to throw Complex under the bus. But to insinuate, listen, it's Joe and the producers that had this shit taken out. Let's keep it real, man. Listen, they try to tell me why this shit was not in there. Basically, from what I saw, homie, which is P from Migos, or not Migos, but QC, he tried to press Joe. Now, again, maybe my definition of pressing is different, but when we doing an interview and a nigga comes right over your shoulder and looks at you and say, yo, listen, remember what we talked about? We not on camera. We ain't gonna talk about Yachty. Say it. We ain't gonna talk about Yachty, right? You agree. It looks like that nigga pressed you. That's what it looked like to me. Now, why they took it out, I wasn't involved in that process because I don't want nothing to be taken out. If I wanted shit to be taken out, you think I would have said, hey, let's go ahead with Vic Mensa saying, you a bitch, I'm gonna slap you. I don't want shit to ever be taken out. Why are we gonna be filming if we gonna be editing shit? And that's why I didn't know how much was gonna be taken out. That's why I didn't know how much the narrative was gonna be spun. So I knew something was gonna be like taken out. I'm like, all right. But then when I seen how the reaction was, everyone's like, yo, Akademiks, you caused this. You know how, and this is what I'm saying, yo, I don't know if it's, well, it's not concerted because I've talked to a lot of people like, it's not Complex doing it. I think it's specific people. When I look like the crazy one, like I'm asking a question to get these, no, these niggas were on edge. They tried to press you twice. And that's my whole thing. Like, I don't know how Joe explains it. I told him, I said, bro, you know they try to press you twice. I don't know if he calls that a pressing, but when niggas is coming at you like, yo, you're going to do this, right? And you're acquiescing, I think that's a press, but I'm not a street nigga. So maybe pressing is something else. But for me, that looked like somebody's pressing you. Okay? That footage is out. You try to dap him. That footage is out. Other shit. That footage is out. The only footage that is in is the footage where I'm asking, and it's the most awkward question because we can't hear each other. And this is the thing that frustrates me too. If we edit out all that shit, why not edit out the part where I'm not asking the nigga the same question 5 times because I'm not trying to play him. I really can't hear him, and you know this because you're here with me. No, that's left up. That's why I resent all of this shit, because I was, you know what I mean, after I've talked to all these motherfuckers, and I was fine. Believe me, I was fine. But when we're still going with this narrative that I'm this pussy and I did this, nigga, I ain't do shit. Yo, this situation is not on me. I would never, ever have them cut that footage because, again, it would look weird. It looks like some real... I'm not creating reality TV. I'm not creating fake news. That's the exact thing that happened. But, listen, my thing is, Joe, don't just act like Complex did this, bro. You were down with it. Stop it. You got to stop it. You were down with this footage being taken out. Come on. We gotta be honest, because, and I wouldn't give a fuck if I wasn't being thrown under the bus.
See, here's the thing, and I can understand what DJ Akademiks is saying in the situation, because you guys remember the episode where Vic Mensa was up there, right? Vic Mensa was like, look, I think you're a bitch and I want to slap you. AK didn't ask for that to be edited out of the footage. Imagine watching that interview and not seeing that clip in there, right? Like AK said, that interview were probably leaving people feeling like, why do they look so awkward up there if that clip wasn't included, right? So in this situation where these dudes press Joe and they're like, yo, don't you be talking about Yachty. This dude P allegedly stands right over Joe's shoulder and sons him like he's his father. Like, I told you not to talk about that. So Joe was like, look, we can't have this in the interview. Now, by Joe removing that from the interview, it makes it look like AK is like fanning out, going crazy over Migos. The context is just not there. And since it's missing, we don't even get the real story. And that's what's crazy. Charlamagne the God spoke on this issue early this morning. And he told people that Joe Budden had footage removed because Charlamagne actually spoke to the dude who pressed Joe. And guess what people did in the comment section? While Charlamagne was defending AK, people were in the comment section telling Charlamagne that he's jealous, the everyday struggle is better than the Breakfast Club, is this, is that, you washed up, and all this crazy stuff, man. And this is the problem, man. You can't properly critique people that you're in the same lane with, because then the viewers, the fans, they start thinking you're jealous. And I doubt Charlamagne is jealous, man. Like, I'll be doing my videos and and these videos where I don't even talk about AK. Someone to come in my comment section. Yo, you want to be AK. You jealous, dog. And I tell them, look, man, I'm inspired by AK. Salute to him. But it's like they want me and him to fight. I've had conversation with AK through DMs. From my understanding, we're good. But I find it so disheartening that you can't even critique someone anymore. You're automatically called a hater or you're jealous. But you guys are able to critique people. If you were critiquing someone, no one's going to be like, oh, you're jealous. But as soon as you're speaking through a microphone and you have a grain of success, you're jealous of the person that you're talking about. I feel that AK tomorrow needs to tell Joe Budden everything that he said on his stream. He has to expose Joe Budden. This stuff has to be talked about. And it's the only way that anything else is going to change on the show. Whenever I'm watching that show, all I see is Joe Budden being disrespectful. And trust me, I love Joe Budden's personality. I think there should be a bad guy. It's okay to rank on little things like, okay, you don't know what you're talking about, or little bitty things, right? You start to get personal, like you're crossing the line, because what you're doing is you're tearing down someone's brand, right? I love Joe. I love his podcast and everything, but he needs to be put in his place on him removing that footage from the video, and it has AK out here looking like he caused this whole thing. Whoever you guys enjoy to watch, whether it's me, AK, Charlamagne, whoever, or if you watch all of us, man, just watch everyone and enjoy the content. There's no need to compare this person to that person or say this person is jealous. Listen, man, everyone is just out here trying to win. Me personally, I think there's enough room for everybody, and I wish everyone the best. You have a good day, fams.